Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How to be happy when you log in Starfield. I found a trick. Well, a trick. It's not a trick. I've been doing this for pretty much all the time. But I'm gonna tell you how I am happy all the time when I log in Starfield. It's very simple. You guys play Skyrim in the past. You play Baldur's Gate 3. Some of you play Cyberpunk or any kind of game, right? And one thing that you've all been doing from the start when you play a game is that you role play. That's why it's called an RPG game, right? Now you're gonna say, okay, and well, when you play Skyrim as an example, you know that Skyrim is a world of fantasy where you have like vampires, ghouls, you get werewolf and monsters and everything. You know it doesn't exist for real, but the reason why you still play the game is because you wish it was true, and that's why you roleplay and you create a character which allows you to roleplay the game and to be in a world, in a fantasy world, a medieval, whatever it is, like cyberpunk or whatever kind of world it is, and you roleplay, which is the same thing with Starfield. So when I play Starfield, because you guys know Starfield is an exploration game, right? I try to imagine that I'm actually an explorer, like for real, like a real explorer, and I have my own ship, right? And I'm trying to imagine that I'm actually really exploring every single planet the way it is, as it should be. Every solar system, I feel like I am actually in the game, just like Skyrim or Cyberpunk or Baldur's Gate 3, because you all know that all these games are non-existent. They don't exist for real. But you roleplay, and that's the reason why you play video games. Most of you who play video games because you want to escape reality, right? So when you play Starfield, you have to imagine that you kind of it's not real, but at the same time you want to believe that it is real. And that's why whenever I log in Starfield, I start role playing, just like other games. It's very simple as that. I know there's a lot of bugs. You're gonna say there's a lot of bugs, but bugs has been like there for every kind of launch game, like even World of Warcraft. I don't know if you guys know Dragonfly. There's been bugs for like 2 weeks. And eventually, the video game Blizzard, actually fixed those bugs, but later on, because they need time to fix it, right? Same thing with Starfield. There are bugs. Even if Todd say there will be no bugs or maybe none, like Todd he cannot say that the game is not finished. He'll never say that. So obviously, he's gonna say that the game works, right? But in reality, what he's saying is that right now, after all the testing we've done, it works. But when you guys start playing the game, there may be some bugs that will show up, which we may not be aware of, which is why right now we cannot say that it doesn't work, because it does work from our perspective. So that's why when Todd said, there will be no bugs, he was right in his own perspective after the tests they've been doing. But they cannot tell you in advance that there's going to be like a lot of bugs after we start playing it. He can't do that, because we need to play the game first for him to figure out where are the bugs. Eventually, the bugs will be fixed, guys. Just like Skyrim, Fallout, Cyberpunk, or any World of Warcraft. Any game you're gonna play will have bugs when it launch, and eventually it will be fixed in time. But you see, that's another thing I wanted to approach. If you just think about the bugs when you log in Starfield, you will be disappointed. You will be depressed. You will feel anxious. You will not feel good about playing the game, because all you think is the bugs. But you see, when I log in Starfield, I think about all the great things. I just think about the positive parts. What are the positive parts? Building a ship. Did you guys went into your ship? How many games do you know that exist that allows you to build your own spaceship as big as you wish, and you can actually walk in there like 4 levels if have to? How many games do you know it exists? None. This is the first game. Starfield is the first game that can give you that. And when I think of that, when I just think of that, I'm like, holy crap. Holy crap. I have my own spaceship. Guys, I know it's not real, but Skyrim is not real. Baldur's Gate is not real. Yet we still play the game because we want to RPG. We want to role play the game. Am I right or wrong? Yes. So that's why when I go in my spaceship, I'm like, holy crap. I have a spaceship and I'm exploring the galaxy. Another tips here. This will be the last thing I say. Amazement. Do you guys know? I'm gonna ask you a question. How did you feel the first time you saw Mickey Mouse? When you were a kid, you know, when you were a kid, we were all kids, right? So, how did you feel when you saw Mickey Mouse for the first time at Disney World? If you did saw Mickey Mouse. Now, if you don't know who Mickey Mouse is, okay, let's try another analogy. How did you feel when you traveled to another country? Everybody did travel to another country, right? How did you feel when you met your first love? When you met your first wife? When you got engaged with your fiance? How did you feel the first time you kissed your first girlfriend? How did you feel? I know it's kind of a cheesy question, but how did you feel? Now you're gonna say, "Oh my God, if I felt great. I feel amazing. It was insane. I think my heart was beating. I was crying of joy. It was so great." Right? Of course, you were amazed, right? Of course, I was amazed. So you're gonna say, "What's the point of saying that?" Well, that's the same thing with Starfield. If you do something for the first time in this game, you will feel amazed. The emotional reaction you will have will be amazement, feel of joy, and surprises, and you will feel like it's amazing. And that feeling of amazement only occur when you do things for the first time. But here's the thing. There's a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of spoilers out there on YouTube or any other site. There's a lot of spoilers. Either it's videos or Reddit or whatever it is, there's a lot of spoilers. And if you watch those spoilers, whether it's tips, tricks, or gameplay, whatever, if you watch those in advance, you're kind of removing that feeling of amazement. That feeling of amazement that you're supposed to have when you see things for the first time is no more. That feeling of amazement that you're supposed to get for the first time when you do something in this game will not happen anymore, because you already predicted what's going to happen by watching a spoiler gameplay on YouTube or any other site. That's why I'm saying one way that I do to always be happy in this game is to be amazed, but I am only amazed if I do something for the first time. Are you guys feeling my drift? Same thing with Starfield. So if you're wondering how to be happy in this game, it's all what I just said. You need to keep that feeling of amazement, of seeing or doing things for the first time. And you have to roleplay, guys. Of course, this game is not real. Well, Skyrim wasn't real. Fallout 4 is not real. Fallout 76 is not real. Baldur's Gate is not real. But yet people are still enjoying it and they roleplay. Same thing with Starfield. And again, guys, bugs will be fixed. You have to give Bethesda some time to fix it. We don't know how long, but they will eventually fix it, just like all the other games they made. I hope that this video helps some of you. If it does, please like and sub. Keep watching the stars, guys. You don't have to rush. You don't have to run. You don't have to run, guys. Just take a deep breath and watch the stars for a few seconds. And you'll see what I mean by amazement then. See you in space, Commanders.